Welcome to the Weather Centre on this Sunday, everyone. Well, there's a change on its way as a series of two cold fronts will be making landfall, and along with that, we're expecting windy conditions ahead of these fronts over the western interior today. Now, the cold fronts are also expected to spread rain along parts of the western and south coasts of the country, reaching Port Elizabeth and perhaps even East London by later this evening. Otherwise, the central, northern and eastern parts of South Africa are set to remain fine, dry and warm for the rest of today as well. Now, the South African Weather Service has issued a warning for today. That's for a high fire danger across much of the Karoo associated with the windy weather. It's also going to be dry and hot across the region, and with these conditions, runaway fires will be possible. Now, for a closer look at rainfall probabilities, and there's up to a 60% chance of rain over the southwestern corner, including for Cape Town, isolated up the west coast as well as further inland. We could even see a few drops of rain by this evening into Springbok and Sutherland. And tonight we'll also see the rain spreading along the south coast, reaching Port Elizabeth and only reaching East London perhaps overnight. Let's move ahead now to the maximum temperatures for today, and we're still expecting berg winds over parts of the Eastern Cape and into KwaZulu-Natal, upper 20s, lower to mid 30s in some places. And we're expecting another lovely day across the Highveld with light winds over those areas, Uppington reaching a maximum of 32. Towards the far west, on the other hand, feeling the effects of the cold front, Cape Town with a maximum of only 18. Now for your detailed coastal forecast, and we're expecting westerly flow for the coastline between Alexander Bay and Langebaan. All of these winds will become southwesterly behind the cold front during the late afternoon and into this evening, swells picking up around Langebaan. Now, we're also expecting northwesterlies at first from the Cape Peninsula all the way through to Cape Agulhas. These winds will also be swinging around to the southwest behind the front. Very windy in the Cape Agulhas area. Swells starting off at 2.5 meters, reaching over 4 meters by tonight. Now, for the south coast, we're forecasting fairly light winds at first, between 20 and 30 kilometers per hour, but we are expecting the southwesterlies to be picking up from the west in the afternoon, affecting Mossel Bay first, and those strong southwesterly winds will be pushing through to Port Elizabeth by tonight. And finally, along the eastern coastline of the country, the most settled weather on South Africa's coast for today. Northeast is expected from Richards Bay all the way through to East London, and along with this, we're expecting fairly low swells of only 1.5 meters.
Know more about your world.
eNCA.com